Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon. Out of the movies, I saw a movie called Lifemark. No clue what it was about. It was about an adoption. Should you be adopted? I don't know if that's the right question to ask. So Lifemark, what's it about? Well, little did I know it was based off a documentary called I Lived on Parker Avenue. And I Lived on Parker Avenue talks about a boy who was adopted at birth, and then at 18 years old met his biological mother, and at the very end talked about how on Parker Avenue she was going to have an abortion, but decided not to at the last second, and now he's like a successful lawyer, and she and the son now have a great relationship. But Lifemark makes a movie out of this documentary. So did I like this movie? I thought it was a fun, good message movie with full of heart. However, there was some preachy elements to it. I've never seen is it the Kendrick brothers? They do a lot of these movies called like Overcomer and other movies, faith-based movies, which I haven't seen any of them. And this is a Kirk Cameron movie. He is in it. So with that, I will give the negatives of the movie first. It's actually the Kirk Cameron character, not his acting. It's his dialogue in this movie. Every time he speaks, he says, it's God's plan, it's God's plan. While everyone else in the movie really doesn't have that type of dialogue. The mom doesn't. The mom is more, really wants a relationship with the son and what she thinks he's going to do when he meets the biological mother. The biological mother, yeah, has a cross necklace, but she never really talks about God in this movie. Same with like the husband, as well as, because there are a lot of characters in this, the friend, and then the real mothers, or his real father is also married to someone else. There's other characters in this movie, so it's not like the characters talk about God a lot, except this one Kirk Cameron's character, and it just feels kind of out of place. And of course, there's one place with reading a Bible, and that also feels out of place as well. So if they would have done a little bit different dialogue elements, like little mix and match it here and there, but giving it all to Kirk Cameron's character really felt a little preachy for him, but everyone else felt like they're kind of in a different movie. So it was just really awkward with that dialogue scene. And you could tell it's a very low budget movie, but it doesn't really need to be a high budget movie. It's about a kid wanting to meet his biological parents because he turned 18. There are some story elements as well where I wish it went a little bit further. For example, headaches and wrestling. At the very beginning, he has these recurring headaches, so he has to get surgery. And to do that, he must stop his wrestling career, which his wrestling career was he could have gotten scholarships. But after that scene, they never talk about wrestling again. They never talk about his head injury again. So having that in the beginning, it just felt, I want to say forced, because it's probably a true thing that happened in his life. But I wish they expanded on that in his high school career, and then with his friends, and then the wrestling coach and everything like that. But they kind of just stop. And it's like, I kind of want to go that element. That element, it would have been a cool thing about is his emotions more down because he can't be a wrestler anymore. So even though I have those nitpicks about the story elements and then Kirk Cameron's dialogue, there's nothing really harmful about this movie. Yes, this could be very harmful to the people that are very, very pro-abortion, because at the very end of the movie, this really isn't a preachy movie. Like I said, the only preachy elements is kind of like, this is God's plan, this is God's plan, this is God's plan. So that could annoy people. And at the very end, it does talk about the scene where she was on the operating table for the abortion and how it's kind of cold and heartless in these facilities. I mean, if it is a true story and we're going off of what this person went through, who am I to say that she's not telling the truth? And we're at that point where you have people saying she was going to go for abortion, but she realized she can't. She's going to, kill someone. But then you have people on the other side saying life starts at 3 months, or it's okay to kill the baby at 9 months. So we have this vast scope of what we want to do in today's day and age. And even though this one doesn't like punch people down for going through it, because the directors even talked about it, like for people who have had abortions, talk to them, make sure they're okay. So there are going to be people that see this movie, see it's religious, see it has that adoption message, see it kind of has the anti-abortion message, and this movie was made way before Roe v. Wade was changed. So you can say, oh, this is because of Roe v. Wade. No, do your research before you attack a movie like this. So overall, I do think it's a good message movie. There's nothing harmful about this movie, and it's a movie that just celebrates life to the fullest. And celebrate life I mean, is that really hard to be mad about? Let's be honest with ourselves. So Lifemark will receive a 4 out of 5 with Futons, which equals at 80%. So the critics and you scores gave this one. All right, we have 4 critics. We don't have a critic score yet, but we have a 97% with 250 audience scores. I'm going to go 50% with the critics just because the style of movie it is. No, we're actually at 100%. All of them are 4. And we have a 3 out of 4, a 3.5 out of 4, a 3 out of 4. So these are actually decent reviews, we're giving the 80s. But we have the 197 to 80%. Chase Hawk with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think is Blue Futontopia. You Blue Futonians. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. And this is a movie where it literally celebrates life. And don't be angry. I think that's what the movie is there's no reason to be angry in life. Because you have life. That's the message.